What makes a good logo? Well, every week I tell you a few things here and there. So this week I've got a few more do's and don'ts for you when you're designing a logo. And this is important. Why? Well, your logo forms the heart of your branding. So it's really important to get it right. And my do's and don'ts list this week start with the icon. Don't be too literal with your icon. For example, if you're a lawn mowing business, you don't need a picture of a man mowing the lawn on your logo. It's too literal. Think of something slightly more iconic, something slightly simpler that represents the lawn mowing. Think about your text. Think about whether are you using capitals? Are you using lowercase? Are you using a mixture of both? But have a play, have an experience. You know, you might want to be bold, you might want to be seen as being very dynamic and authoritative, in which case do use capital letters. Or maybe you want to be friendly and approachable, in which case do use lowercase. Definitely have a play with all of that. If you're using a handwritten font, never, never, never use it all in capitals. Oh, that's just the worst thing. Script fonts written all in capitals, completely illegible and looks awful, 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 awful. Don't do that. Do look at the balance of your logo, especially if you have a dominant word and a lower word or a tagline, something like that. Have a look and think, well, actually, let's create a bit of hierarchy in this logo. Let's put the name in big and the tagline in small. But don't make the tagline so small that it's illegible, and don't make the tagline too bold so it actually detracts from the main name of your logo. Let your logo breathe. If you're going to put it in a bounding box, don't squish it up to the sides because you're going to be a bit hemmed in. Give it some room, give it some air to breathe. Make the frame large enough so that it's got plenty of room in it. Ensure that the colours that you use on your brand have good contrast. The last thing you want to be doing is getting two colours together that don't really work, that they're blending into each other. If people have issues with their eyes, you know, especially on screen, things really do need that contrast to be legible. Think about alignment. As a designer of 25 years, I swear to God, I'm totally OCD these days about alignment. Is it center aligned? Is it left aligned? Is it right aligned? But do line things up. Don't just plonk things on. Symmetry in logos, fantastic. Asymmetry, fantastic. Random, not good. So don't do that. And finally, the icon size. Should you have an enormous icon and a little bit of text? Well, think about when the whole logo as a whole comes down in size. Are you still going to be able to read the text if the icon is too big in comparison? Think about, actually, is the icon too small? It really shouldn't be any smaller than the type. It needs to be not apologising for its own existence. So there's just a few things for you to have a think about when you're designing your logo. I hope that helps, and I shall see you again next week.